Students, today 11th botany. Which topic is going to be discussed about commonly called as mineral nutrition. In mineral nutrition, already discussing macronutrients. Today the class discussing topic is commonly called as micronutrients. So in the chapter, what are the relevant events to be discussed about for macronutrients commonly called as mode of functions, mode of observation, and deficiency symptoms of macronutrients. Before the entry, the things, what is that denomination and what is that real phenomena of micronutrition is commonly called as. So micronutrients, it is essential for plants, but it is required for plant is commonly called as trace amounts. Why? That the trace amount to be need the plant is commonly called as. It is very essential for metabolism in plants. So if it is available to trace amount, but without the trace amount of micronutrients, there is no possible metabolism in the plants. So it is must in the plants. So in the chapter, that micronutrients, it play many roles in many plants. For example, boron. The symbol is B. That's responsible for translocations of sugars. Likewise, molybdenum is responsible for nitrogen metabolism. Likewise, zinc, the symbol is Zn, responsible for biosynthesis of oxygen. So now we must be discussing about that topic, how that micronutrients happen, function, how that micronutrients absorb in which mode. If that micronutrients is not available in the soil, what type of deficiency it must be takes place. That's a discuss. For micronutrients, can we discuss in the first one is commonly called as ion. What the symbol is commonly called as Fe. So ion, it is require the plants, it is different concentration. For example, ion, it's require plants for lesser amount in macronutrients, larger amount in macronutrients. That's why ion is kept in any type of place, so that the ion is, it must be kept in macronutrients as well as micronutrients because of the requirements. In addition, ion is a play as an important role commonly called as. It is responsible for synthesis of chlorophyll and the carotenoid. Second thing, iron, it is the component of cytochrome, flavoprotein, ferredoxin, chlorophyll, and porphyrin. So it is that iron, it is the component of cytochrome, flavoprotein, ferredoxin, chlorophyll, and porphyrin. Iron is the activator of catalysis, catalase, and peroxidase itself. For iron, the plan which way it is responsible for uptake. The ion uptake in plant it's kinds of two ways. For example, ferrous ion, it's a called Fe2 plus ion. Second one, the plant not only uptake ion in ferrous ion, it is also uptake ferric ions. It's a called Fe3 plus ions. If ion in most of the fruit trees are commonly called as sensitivity. Now I am going to discuss about if ion is not available means what type of deficiency disease that must be possible. So that we call deficiency. What the first deficiency? Deficiency of iron is commonly called as intervenal chlorosis. Second thing, formations of short and slender stalk. What is that? Formations of short and slender stalk. Third deficiency is nothing but inhibitions of chlorophyll formation. So these are things is commonly called as deficiency of iron. Can I go to that second one elements? These are commonly called as manganese. What a symbol is commonly called as Mn. So manganese, it is the activator of carboxylase. It is the activator of oxidase. It is activator of dehydrogenase. It is activator of kinases. In addition, manganese, it is play as an important role is commonly called as photolysis of water. So what is the meaning of photolysis? Photo means light. Lysis means split. So with the help of manganese, water molecule is split, releasing electron, proton, and the oxygens. In addition to be here, which way the plant is uptake for regarding manganese. So the manganese, the plant's uptake in the form of manganese. This is commonly called as Mn2 plus ions. If manganese is not available for respective amount in the soil, the plant must be going on deficiency. What type of deficiency that must be arise in manganese? First of all, intervenal chlorosis. You know the meaning of chlorosis? Loss of chlorophyll molecule. What I call intervenal? Between the vein, the chlorophyll molecule, it must be lost. Became the leaf, it must be turned to pearl yellow in color. So due to deficiency of manganese, what are first deficiency commonly called as intervenal chlorosis. Second thing, to form grey spot on the oats leaves. This is the second deficiency. Third deficiency is commonly called as poor root formation. Those are things is commonly called as deficiency of manganese. Can I go to third one, micronutrients, that is commonly called as copper. What is symbol is commonly called as Cu. So copper, it is that constituents of plastoquinone. So what is the commonly called as a plastoquinone? Plastoquinone is nothing but is a kinds of electron carriers. Copper, it is the component of phenolaces and tyrosinase enzymes for a redox reaction. What is that? It is that component of phenolase and tyrosinase enzyme for redox reaction. So what is the meaning of redox reaction? That means it is a chemical substance that is responsible for oxidation and reduction reaction. So copper, it is a component of oxidation and reduction reaction. The third thing is commonly called as, it is a component of carbohydrate and nitrogen balance, or it is responsible for maintain carbohydrate and nitrogen balance. Third thing, it is a part of oxidase and cytochrome oxidase. In plant, copper is uptake in the form of cupric ions. There's a commonly called as Cu2 plus ions. If in plant soil copper is not perfectly available means it must be going to be deficiency. What are the deficiency that must be occur in the copper is first one. Dieback disease in citrus. Second thing, reclamation disease of many cereals and the legume plants. Third thing, exanthema disease. In citrus plant. Can I go to that fourth one, micronutrients? That's a commonly called as zinc. What is symbol? Saturn. Zinc is the essential component for synthesis of IAA. So what is that? Zinc is an essential component for synthesis of IAA. So what is the commonly called as IAA? Commonly called as indole acetic acid. For here in zinc, it will be act as a activator of carboxylase, alcohol dehydrogenase, lactic acid dehydrogenase, glutamic acid dehydrogenate, and tryptophan synthesis. So tryptophan is nothing but is a kind of amino acid. So once you want to say that it is activator of carboxylase, activator of alcohol dehydrogenase, activator of lactic acid dehydrogenase, activator of glutamic acid dehydrogenase, and activator of tryptophan synthesis. So tryptophan is nothing but is a kind of amino acid. Okay. If zinc, which way is uptake plant in the formation is commonly called as uptake in the form of Zn2 plus. If zinc is not available in the plant swing, it must be going to regarding what deficiency. What are the deficiencies that must be occur in the plant structure way? First of all, little leaf and motile leaf due to deficiency of axin. Second thing, intervenal chlorosis. Third thing, necrosis. Fourth thing, stunted growth. Fifth one, Chyra disease in paddy. So those are things is responsible for deficiency of zinc. First of all, little leaf and also called motile. What is the meaning commonly called as motile leaf? That means gradually decreasing chlorophyll molecule. This is called mortality. Intervenal chlorosis. The chlorophyll it must be lost in between veins. Necrosis is commonly called loss of tissue, which leads to formations of lesions. Stunted means the plants not responsible for attaining normal growth. Chyra disease is a Chyra disease commonly called as the paddy leaves it becomes going to discoloring, or also called discoloring in leaves. So those are things responsible commonly called as deficiency of zinc. Can I go to that fifth one elements? It's commonly called as boron. What the symbol is commonly called as B. Boron. It is responsible for translocations of carbohydrates. So the sugar molecule that must be translocated from one cell or one tissue, one organ to another organ means it must be boron. So to be called translocations of carbohydrates. It is responsible for utilize and uptake of minerals in calcium 2 plus ions, or also called utilize uptake of minerals in calcium 2 plus ion. For the utilizations of calcium 2 plus ion, it can play important role is commonly called as boron germination. Nitrogen metabolism. And fat metabolism. It is also involved in cell elongation and cell differentiation. Boron, the plant is uptake in the form of borate, that's a called BO3 minus. If boron is not responsible available in the plant is commonly called as, it was because so many kinds of deficiency. That will commonly called as, first of all, intervenal chlorosis. Second thing, stunted growth. Third thing, necrosis. Fourth one, mottley. So these are things it responsible cause of disease due to deficiency of boron, and particularly to involving called loss of translocate in food. So these are things is responsible for deficiency of borons. Carry out the sixth one element is commonly called as molybdenum. That is commonly called as Mn, or otherwise known as molybdenum. It is also one of that essential micronutrients. Molybdenum is a predominantly involved in components of nitrogenase and nitrate reductase. What to say? Is the components of nitrogenase and nitrate reductase. Molybdenum, it is mainly involved in nitrogen metabolism and nitrogen fixation. Molybdenum, the plants are uptake in the form of malate or molybdate ions. If the molybdenum does not occur in the plant, responsible cause deficiency. That's commonly called as intervenal chlorosis. Then second one, necrosis. Third one, delayed flowering. Fourth one, retarded growth. Fifth one, whiplash tail disease in cauliflower. Correct. The seventh one is commonly called as chlorine. What is symbol is commonly called as Cl. Chlorine, it is an essential component for anion and cation ion exchange. So the positive ion, negative ion, it must be exchanged, it must be takes place in the soil, it must be require chlorine. It also responsible for cell division, as well as it also responsible for photolysis of water. So in plants, in chlorine is uptake in the form of chlorine Cl minus ions. If the chlorine is not perfectly available in the soil bin, it is also responsible cause deficiency. What type of deficiency that must be arises commonly called as wilting of leaf tips. The eighth one maker is commonly called as nickel. Symbol nickel Ni. It is act as cofactor of enzyme. That's a commonly called as ureases and hydrogenases. What to say? So nickel that must be act as cofactor of enzymes urease and hydrogenase. If nickel is not available in the soil beds, it's also cause some deficiency. What type of deficiency that must be arises commonly called as necrosis of leaf tips. The final one is commonly called as conmodulin. Conmodulin is nothing but calcium 2 plus ion modulating protein. That are generally found in eukaryotic cell. So what is that main component or what is the main activities of carbon is commonly called as? It is commonly called as heat stable protein. That's why it is mainly involved in fine metabolic regulation. So today to the class discussing micronutrients and also conmodulin. Remaining thing it must be discussed as next to class. Thank you, Muranda.